Alright, hello everybody and welcome back to Probably Shouldn't Be Recording This, episode 29. I'm recording this on Mother's Day. Uh, Mother's Day, not the biggest day in our household. My wife is very much under the idea of I'm a mom every day, so I don't really need a special day. That being said, the kids and I did get her a card, and got her a card and got her a gift card to Hobby Lobby because she had just run out of yarn. So I wanted to make sure that she was able to stock up and not have to spend any of her own money. And now I'm giving her the best gift I think she wants, which is to be left alone. So I got a honeydew list I'm doing. So I am doing all that. Um, and yeah, I tried to record this yesterday, but yesterday was such a crazy day. I get off, I get off of work at 10:30, but I had to stay later to do a couple extra things. And then I'm off getting my post Saturday celebratory Big Gulp from 7-Eleven. And the wife texted me. She said, "Hey, both of the kids have to be to work at noon. Are you going to be able to make it home and to get one of them?" I said, "Yeah, of course. It should take me like a half hour. Should get there by 11:50, just enough time to take Aiden, our daughter, um, and my trusted ways of going home and not worrying about traffic and kind of circumventing all of the traffic that I normally deal with. There was road construction. Every single way I went, there was road construction. So I was stopped way longer. Uh, so then I'm trying to record the podcast while like worrying if I'm going to make it to home on time. And, then I hit all this traffic and I was just like, I wasn't really focused on what I was saying. Because this episode's very important to me. I'll get to that a little bit later. But yeah, so I tried recording this yesterday, and I was too discombobulated, so I stopped recording like 10 minutes through. I said, no, this isn't good. Um, I do have people that actually listen to this podcast, so I wanted to make sure that it was a quality product. And so, yeah, here we are recording on Mother's Day. Um, I am on my way to get my kid from his job at the grocery store, and then I'm gonna drop him off, and I'm gonna run more errands. I got a few things I need to do on my honeydew list yet, so lots of driving for me today. Uh, Unfortunately, it is with the gas prices how they are. At my local stinker, I was able to save 20 cents, but my car is old, so I have to use premium. So my 20 cents made it go down to $4.79. It hurt. Every little bit hurt, and I forgot to bring my little Trump stickers that says I did that and put it on the pump. Uh, but I need to just start carrying those with me in my car, so I can just put those anywhere where that dumbass has affected our everyday normal lives. So, uh, first, what I wanted to talk about on this episode, this is something that happened to me yesterday. Uh, and it's more about kind of the climate we all live in right now. Um, Months ago, I ordered a shirt off TikTok that said, you know, keep the immigrants, deport the racists. So on yesterday, I decided to wear it, and I was like, it shouldn't cause any problems. It's Saturday. None of the managers are there. It's fine. But then as the day went on, I was like, well, I could see people having an issue with it just because to me, it's not a controversial statement. But I do work with a lot of older people, older men, older white men, and in the interest of not causing any drama, I didn't want any. Drivers are so quick to complain about literally anything, so I was not trying to start anything. So I censored myself and put my jacket on, even though in our office it was 80 goddamn degrees in there. So I was like, I was all super warm and sleepy, but I didn't want to cause any issues. And normally, like, I wouldn't give a shit because I've worn other. The shirt I'm wearing now is an equality shirt with rainbow lettering, and I wore it once to work, and people complained about it. And my boss was like, that shirt's gonna cause issues. People are offended by that shirt. And I looked at him and said, I don't care, man. That's more of a reflection on them than it is on me. I want equality for everybody, including my kids, including everybody's kids, everybody. Equality just happens to be in rainbow lettering because it goes hand in hand with the LGBTQ, IA plus movement. And if you have an issue with that, that says more about you as a person than it does me. So I don't know what I'm supposed to feel other than disappointment and whoever was mad at it. Sorry, I had to get my phone. It fell all the way down on the floor. So, and I forgot my microphone is on the seatbelt. So, chaos in podcast 29. But we're good. We're back. Everybody's back. Oh no. Oh no. Is it recording still? It is. Okay. Everything's falling apart right now. I'm so sorry. Anywho, so yeah, that was just, I just found it frustrating that I had to censor myself, even though I really didn't. But I didn't want to cause any trouble. Like, I'm already on my way out of this place, so I didn't want to. I don't know. It's just the kind of things you have to do sometimes. Like, I'm not gonna be quiet most times, but I didn't want to deal with the ramifications of wearing a controversial shirt, quote unquote. So I just thought that was kind of an interesting thing to bring up. Uh, yeah. So now, with that out of the way, this podcast is very near and dear to my heart. May is Mental Health Awareness Month. And as somebody who has clinical depression, uh, but didn't get diagnosed with it until I was 39, 40, um, taking mental health seriously is a very big part of my life. I try and be a mental health advocate at work and in life. You know, there's 3 out of the 5 people in my house. No, actually, 4 out of the 5 people in my house have used therapy to improve their mental health and their mental well-being. And it's super important to me to recommend therapy to anyone who is struggling, anyone who's having um, issues with their mental health. I honestly can thank Ted Lasso. I watched Ted Lasso, and there's a key point where the main character ends up, like, the whole time he swears off therapy because he had a bad experience with marital therapy. Uh, but and he presents this outer appearance of, like, got it all together. This guy's fine. Like, there's no way he could have mental health problems, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. That's kind of what you find with people who have this outward appearance. I mean, you look at Robin Williams, another great example. He was on all the time, just trying to make everybody else laugh, but he was not doing the best mentally for a long time. You know, and Robin Williams is one of my heroes. So sadly, I kind of related to, always having to be on, like, definitely not trying to compare myself to Robin Williams or even Jason Sudeikis, who plays Ted Lasso. But people who struggle with their mental health, we have to put our masks on every day to go out and be a part of the world. Um, and, it's tough, and some days you can't. Some days you don't want to get out of bed. Some days, I told somebody, I was like, dude, I could have 100 good days in a row, and then I wake up on day 101 and I just, I'm down. I am defeated. I don't want to be anywhere but my bed, you know? And mental health is very important. It's something that I think, and the good thing, it kind of happened, I think, during the Biden presidency, where there was a big push on everybody's mental health. So most employers have a program where you can get therapy, at least like 5 free sessions. Some of them I saw have up to 10 free sessions, which is incredible. Um, so about 3 years ago, I decided to take advantage of it uh, at my old job. So about 4 years ago. So I'm 43, so yeah, 39. I was 39. So about 4 years ago, I decided to take advantage of the program where I was able to get in contact with a therapist and have multiple sessions for free. And a big thing that I do when I'm trying to protect my mental health and protect everybody else around me is I isolate. Because for the longest time, I always felt that my issues would be a burden on everybody else if I told them. So I kind of stopped that. I would just, I would isolate. I would go and I would, sit in the quiet and, away from everybody. And, it wasn't healthy. And finally, I was able to talk to a stranger that was a therapist. You know, when you give your life history, you kind of tell them everything that you've been through. And when she came back with, yeah, you have clinical depression, and it's incredible where you are for everything that you've been through. And hearing those words from a complete stranger, I don't know what it was about it. Like, it kind of shifted my mental to where I was like, okay, yeah, I am. It's kind of impressive everything I've been through, that I have, a quote unquote normal life. I have wife, I have kids, I have a steady full time job. I have, I pay my bills. So back to what I was trying to say. Sorry, traffic is kind of weird today on a Sunday. I'm not sure why. Anyway, therapy. I highly recommend therapy. Um, most workplaces have a program that you can go through. Just talk to your HR person. Um, it has helped me tremendously to kind of, when I'm doing certain things, I realize now why I'm doing them, and that's like important information for somebody with clinical depression to have. You're like, oh, I'm doing this, but this is the reason why. So I'm able to kind of address it in the moment, which is wonderful. Um, and that being said, not everybody has access to therapy. Um, Therapy is expensive, and for what these therapists deal with, I understand why. Because it has to take a toll on them mentally as well. I don't know. I don't think I could do that. Sit in a room and listen to everybody just, go off on what's going on with them. Um, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I have the emotional stability to do that. And these people are out here Monday through Friday, sometimes Saturday, Sunday, being therapists, and it's tough. Um, that being said, if you have, like, you have a person that you can talk to about anything, I promise you, you are not a burden. That person in your life that you tell everything to would rather hear you complain and vent about everything that's going on rather than go to your funeral. I've been to too many funerals. I've lost so many people to suicide. And, it's just really, really important to know that you are not alone. You are not a burden. Um, you are stronger than you know. You are more capable than you know. And it's just important, if you don't hear it from anybody else, you hear it from me, that you are strong, you are capable, you are not a burden. And I wish that I had more of that in my life while I was growing up. Um, because I've been, it hasn't happened in a while, but I, even as close as like a year ago, year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I had thoughts of, my family would be better off without me because I don't contribute and this, that, and the other. And you find out when you have depression and anxiety that your brain is a fucking liar. Uh, and it will convince you of these things and make you think that you're not, but you are. You have value. You do matter. And for anybody that's struggling, I promise you, you are not alone. Please reach out. We want you here. The world is a better place with you in it. Um, so that is my rant, my mental health spiel. You know, please take care of yourself. Please be kind to one another. If you have to go anywhere, make sure you go with love. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week.